Before the spirit of the season again slips away, I'm gathering up my beads to create a festive tree ornament. Join me. Hi, this is Tweek. Let's build something. I'm going to start with about 20 inches of Beadalon wire. And we're going to measure that to the half. And we're going to add a little tiny bead. I'm going to add a brown bead and let it run right to the center and sit there. Okay. Next we're going to add, since we're building a tree, I want a base on the tree. So I've got a bead cap here. I'm turning it upside down so that it will cap onto the bead that's on the wire. Just pull it tight. I really want to see less wire there, so let me see if I can reposition that bead a little bit. Okay, there we go. Right, now I'm going to start building. Since I'm making a little tree, I want a trunk. Now you could use various beads. You could line up brown beads. You could get a teardrop bead, but I'm using a tube bead that I found that I liked. And it's a little bit of a trunk look to it, and that's going to be our tree trunk. That far. Next, we're going to start putting our half clusters. The half clusters, you need 20 beads to make one, and we want 3 sizes. So whatever size bead you use, this is, I believe this is 8, 6, and 4. So you want to use 3 sizes of half clusters. You string on the first one, and that sits right on top of that bead. You can see the trunk through. I like that. Now we're going to add another bead to help support the next half cluster. This is very simple. Once you get the half clusters made, the bead rests. It's big enough so that it doesn't go through the half cluster, and we add the next size. See what we got going here? There's a little bit of wiggle room there, and that's why I add another bead. I want a smaller one. Okay, so I'm just adding, keeping the wire a little more secure. See how it's not going to go through, but it's going to hold the piece secure. Now we're going to add the next half cluster. They're getting smaller. We're building our tree. Okay. If the beads are a little bit different color, that's okay. I'm trying to keep them in the same spectrum of green. Now we add, I wanted a bicone bead that had a little bit of a tip on it, but it doesn't have to be. So one more bead for the top of the tree. And now I'm going to add a star. This is a bead landing bead, and it happens to be a star, and I liked the looks of it. Isn't that pretty? So simple. And now I'm going to take a crimp bead. I'm going to go for gold because I've got a gold star there. And I'm going to put a crimp bead on both wires. Okay, find that hole. There it is. Okay, got it on there. Let the crimp bead come down and rest by the star. Now I'm going to cut off some of this excess wire because I'm going to make a hook. Okay. And I'm just going to push this wire back into that crimp bead and see if I can sneak it into the star bead as well. There we go. Okay, got it in there. I'm going to push the bead down towards the star on the wire. Get as close as I can. And then I'm going to crimp it. Crimp the bead. Trying to get it away from the tip, but I think that works. Nice. Okay, that's nice and tight. Now I gotta get as close as I can to snip that off. Fine, and then hopefully I can tuck the rest of that into the star, and if I can't, let's see how that looks. Okay, so we have our tree done. See? It will hang like this. Do you think we're done though? Isn't that a pretty little tree? But we're not done. I wanted a little bit of decoration on that tree. Isn't that pretty? So here's where we're going to take these spiral cages that hold beads. And these are round, so you can stretch them. I want to take this and stretch it out so it'll fit over the beads on the tree. So I'm just going to play around with it a little bit and pull it out a little bit. I want to kind of leave the top unstretched because I want it to cuddle around the star. I think I did enough. Okay, now I'm going to snip off most of this bottom. Kind of looking at the tree. So I'm going to snip off, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3 rungs. I'm going to just go ahead and snip those off. Got this much left, this much to work with. Now, if I didn't give myself enough, I would grab another spiral and try again. But this is going to fit over the tree. And I also want to snip off some of this top. Let me get another tool here. I already put a top onto the tree, so I don't need this hangy part on this. And I would like the star to fit through there. So I'm going to snip right about, here's that hook, and I'm going to come a little bit off, right off the side of that hook, and I'm going to give a snip there. And so this is what you have. You have a spiral that we're going to fit down onto the tree. Just work around it. It'll fit on once the star gets worked through. See? Now, if this is what you have and this is what you like, I'm bringing the bottom down so it curls around the bottom, and you kind of use each level of the half clusters. And so now you've got a little more motion, a little more, looking a little more like a tree that's decorated for the holiday times. But I want it a little more perfectly pretty as it is. I'm going to add some beads to this. There's a couple ways to do that. I could just here take this off and string the whole thing with some beads. That's, I think, the easiest way to do it. So let the tree rest right here, and I'm going to just start using some random beads. They can be bigger, but if you use tiny beads, they won't fit onto the wire. So you find something that fits onto the wire, and just start having fun. So you're going to get beads all the way up, kind of like lights. But you'll find out as you go. Some beads won't fit on there to begin with, and you'll say, okay, look for something else. Let's stick with some red. And there's some clear ones. So see how pretty that's getting, just random beads. And it'll run down that wire. See how pretty? I had some gold ones too. So I'm just going to load this up. Give a look to see how much you've got. I'm going to get just a few more, and then as I put them on the tree, I'm going to move them on the wire to spread them out on the tree. You don't want too many on the bottom because that's going to curl around the base. I just want you to see how pretty it looks is when you get a variety of colors on there. Just like any tree, you have it decorated a certain way. Another clear. I'm just going to do, let's say we do like 5 more. You can't go wrong with this part as long as the bead fits on. It's going to be, see how they move on the wire? So let's do just a couple more. I got one more clear, and I really want to find another gold, but I'm not finding them. Let's go with another bright yellow, and I'll finish off with another red. Give me a red. Okay. Now, I don't do anything to keep them on there because the tree's going to do that. We've got them all loaded up, and just let the tree come through the top. Let the star rotate through. Just going to gently, there we go, the star's through. I've got to hang on to this, and I'm just going to bring the end of that coil down towards the bottom and let it rest. And then bring the other down. And I'm just letting these coils rest on the half clusters. Now, this is where I just move the beads on the tree to help distribute them around more evenly. I want a few more up there to the top. So let's push a few on up. Come here there. So once you get them, how you think you like them, look, there's a bunch on the bottom there. I'm just going to stop right there because I can keep futzing. We're going to add a hook. And there you have it. This little tree is ready to shine. If you want to use a different kind of bead, I thought these were a little much, but they're not. Isn't that fun? Look at that. And also, if you really want to go no beads at all, there you go. Let the tree shine all on its own. Either way, I love it. See you again. If you enjoyed this video, here's another you may like. And here's a playlist of other beaded projects that you might enjoy.